Hey guys, how are we today? So today I am going to be doing part 2 of my Q&A videos. So this day last week I uploaded a makeup Q&A video. So I asked you for all of your questions. I got absolutely heaps of them, about 500 of them, and some were makeup, some were personal, so I split them into 2 videos. So I've answered the makeup questions already. If you haven't seen it, I'll have it linked in the description box. If you did, then thanks for watching. And today I'm going to be doing the more personal questions. So we're going to be getting into the nitty-gritty a little bit. Some of you guys, like, you went for it. You really asked the personal questions. So there are absolutely heaps. There were more personal questions than makeup questions, actually. So let's just get straight into it. Donna Shell asked, what do you think was the weirdest thing when you first moved to Australia? You know, it's funny, Australia, there was less of a culture shock than I anticipated, actually. Australia is very, very similar to back in Ireland or back in England. You know, the cultures are very, very similar. So the only thing that really, it wasn't really weird, but the first thing that struck me as different was after we landed, we got straight a train, and when we got out of the train station, it was raining. First of all, I was like, hang on, I did not sign up for this. It's never supposed to rain in Australia. What? But because it was raining and it was summertime, you could smell the eucalyptus trees, and they have this like lemony, balmy, that word again, just this amazing fragrance. And I don't know, it was just so weird, like being in the middle of a city and smelling this smell, like this tropical rainforest smell. That was the first thing I was like, whoa, I am not at home. This is not what Ireland smells like. Chelsea Thompson asked, best experience you've had working at a makeup counter and worst. I love this question. So many experiences of working on the makeup counter. I think everybody that has ever worked on a makeup counter has always said, I should really write a book. You could just have a book like behind the till, writing down all the funny quotes, you know, all the funny things that people say to you and the different things that happen. I can't even remember half of them, but one that really, really sticks out as a great experience was I did makeup for, it was for a bridesmaid and mother of a bride for a wedding. They came into the counter to have their makeup done. And the mother of the bride, she was in her 70s. She was she kind of reminded me of Judi Dench. Whoops. Very elegant. She had like the short, real silver hair, like just a very elegant lady, but she never really wore makeup, and she was a little bit scared to wear too much makeup, and she didn't want to look like, you know, mutton dressed as lamb or anything like that. So she's a bit apprehensive, but we ended up going for really, really natural false lashes, like very natural false lashes. I can remember the look so clearly. Made her skin just look really glowy and as young as we could make it look. And we went for like a bright fuchsia, like this kind of a colour on her lips. And she looked like a knockout. She looked amazing. She nearly started to cry on the counter. She was just like, because she never really seen her, or she hadn't seen herself like that for years. And she came in a week later, and it was a crazy Saturday, and I was running around like a lunatic, and she was just kind of standing on the edge of the counter, and she stopped me when I was running past. She's like, I'm really sorry, I know you're really busy. I just wanted to come in and thank you so much for the makeup. People could not stop commenting on how amazing I looked for the full day. I never felt so special. I started to bloody cry. She started to cry. I was just like, oh, that's nice. Thank you so much for coming in and telling me. And I feel like I'm actually going to leave it on a high note. I'm not going to tell you about my worst experience, because there was a lot of awful experiences of working on a makeup counter, but that was more just to do with retail being the most soul-suckingly awful, horrific job you can ever have. It wasn't necessarily to do with working on a makeup counter. Natalie Renton asked, what is your favourite pizza topping? And this is going to be really controversial, but I'm actually a big fan of the Hawaiian. Yes, I like ham and pineapple on my pizza, and I'm not sorry. Ashley Minardi asked, what hair colour do you think you'll have for the wedding? I think actually I'm going to have something similar to this. Imagine there's only 7 weeks. 7 weeks to the wedding! So I only have one more trip to the hairdresser before the wedding, and I'm going to leave it until 2 weeks before, because I have to go to Ireland the week before the wedding. So yeah, it'll be about 2 weeks before. But what we're going to do, I have to discuss it with the hairdresser. I think we're going to go one shade lighter through this kind of top section, and then put a few more highlights and a bit more of the balayage through the end. So it'll still be like strawberry blonde, just a little bit lighter. So I've kind of, you can tell I've moved away from the copper, the real rich copper colour, and I'm more kind of softer strawberry blonde, which is closer to my natural colour, so it's a lot easier to keep up with on the roots. And I kind of wanted something that was closer to my natural hair colour for the wedding. And then after the wedding, it is you know, no holds barred. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I feel like I want to do something crazy. I want to cut it all off. I want to dye it purple and shave half of it, and, well, maybe not that extreme, but I'm definitely going to do something different with it after the wedding, I think. I haven't quite decided what yet. Melissa Shook. Oh, I'm so sorry, Melissa. But she asked, will you film a get ready with me on your wedding day? I know it's super personal, but we as your subscribers would love to see. I know you would love to see, and if I was subscribed to somebody, I would love to see that. I mean, I am subscribed to people, and I would love to see their get ready with me on their wedding day. I'm thinking about it. I haven't decided. I am thinking about it though. I'll have to see how I'm feeling on the day. Also, I haven't hired a videographer for my wedding, so that camera and my other camera and my GoPro are also going to be used to film our wedding day. We're roping in friends and family to help with the filming of the wedding day, so I'm not sure if my camera will even be available. So we'll see. I'll have to see how I feel. If I'm super stressed, no way, but we'll see. I'm not making any promises, but I'm not ruling it out either. Lena Ristare asked, do you have any guilty pleasures? Biscuits and cheese. Yeah. And wine. That's not really a guilty pleasure though, is it? They're just pleasures. Carol Evans asked, and a lot of people asked this actually, are you living in Australia permanently? A lot of people asked, when am I coming back to Ireland? Where do I want to live next? So we are in Australia for the foreseeable future. We actually just got our permanent residency 2 weeks ago, which is really exciting. If anybody has ever gone through the process, it's a nightmare. It's not as difficult as some other countries, but it was still not a pleasant process to go through. So much paperwork. But we got it, so we're permanent residents, which means that we can apply for citizenship in a year if that's what we want to do. But we're secure here. We love living in Sydney. Obviously I miss Ireland, but we have no plans to go back. I'd never say never. Forever is a long time to stay in one place. But we're here for the foreseeable future. So that was Facebook. Onto Instagram. Deppy Demick asked, how do you work out? I am not a fan of going to the gym. I hate elliptical machines. Oh my god, I hate treadmills so much. So I prefer to work out. I enjoy Pilates. I really enjoy Pilates actually, and a lot of the time I do try and go to classes. There are tons of studios around where I live, but sometimes I find it hard to motivate myself to get out of the house, and I'm really busy, so a lot of the time I follow along with Pilates tutorials on YouTube. I actually found this fantastic channel, and they're an Australian channel, and they do like full half-hour classes. They're absolutely brilliant, and I will link them down below. I can't remember. I think it's eHealth 30, I think is the name of the channel. And it's a ton of different instructors from all over Australia doing classes. Absolutely brilliant. So I've been using them. I have recently started to do yoga. Like I said, I went to a yoga retreat last week. That was amazing. And I am looking into starting a membership with a yoga studio very close to where I live. So I prefer those kind of workout methods. And occasionally Paul drags me on a run. I'm not the biggest fan of running. I got into it last year and I ran a 12k, the City to Surf with Paul, and I really enjoyed that, but I'm kind of out of it now, and it's really hard to get back into running, so I really should, but I kind of enjoy the yoga Pilates stuff more. Boofian asked, even though you don't need it, would you consider Botox or other non-surgical procedures, and if so, what age? I would definitely consider Botox and other non-surgical procedures. I have no problem with that at all. I think if you're not happy about your face, or you're not happy about something, anything in your life, and you have the power to change it, why wouldn't you change it? Like, if you think your eyebrows are saggy, just get it done. Like, why not? If it bothers you, get it done. And if so, what age? I'm not gonna lie, I have been considering it. So how old am I? I'm 28. Yeah, preventative, right? All this stuff is preventative at this age. But yeah, I have considered it, and yeah, I have absolutely nothing against it. Kimmy Girl asked, an bhfuil Gaeilge agat? For the non-Irish out there, that was Irish for, can you speak Irish? And no, I cannot speak Irish. Well, I can speak it about as well as most Irish people can, which is not very. I can say, an bhfuil cead agam dul go dtí an leiris má sé do tholadh, which is very useful. Girk Gurdon asked, where do you want to travel to next? Come to NYC. I actually am planning, hopefully, I will be coming to New York in kind of September, October time. nothing booked, but myself and Paul are trying our best to make it work. So yeah, hopefully New York this year. Obviously getting married in France, and we're going to be going to Spain for a little bit of a mini moon. So there's France, Spain, and then hopefully New York. And yeah, who knows where else on top of that. Hopefully going to Melbourne as well next month, which is exciting. So yes, after the wedding, I feel like all of the traveling will start happening again. We haven't really traveled that much since we got engaged. So I'm very excited about that. And on that note, that is just about all the questions I'm going to answer. So sorry if I didn't get to answer your questions directly. There was a lot of the same kind of questions asked slightly differently, so hopefully I kind of answered your question. And sorry if I didn't. There were lots of them though. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I upload Mondays and Fridays. Kind of Mondays and Fridays. It's usually Mondays and Fridays. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Bye! Hi guys! So today I'm doing this look for you, which is my interpretation of Ellie Goulding's makeup. Ellie Goulding, not sure how to pronounce that. But she always looks amazing, and she always has a very similar kind of look. In all of the pictures I saw, she has just beautiful glowy skin, very, very fresh eyes, lashes, and a pink lip. And Ellie has got quite deep set